Refugees are terrorists.
Oh my God, your English is almost flawless. Are you grateful for being here? Are you? Huh? Can you speak English?
No.
Girl, they speak English where I come from.
Actually, English is my fifth language.
I speak 3 languages fluently. My dad speaks 6 languages fluently.
They will expect straight away that I can't speak any English, maybe I haven't had any education back home, maybe I was just coming from the jungle.
Believe it or not, we have universities and schools in Gaza.
Did you come on a lorry?
That's the classic.
Well, I came by business class.
Refugees come here through so many different ways. And those who come on a lorry, oh my God.
2 places where I used lorry was when I was crossing from Greece to Italy. I was put in a top of a lorry engine, which was very hot and very scary and dangerous.
And I think people make fun of it as well, like instead of respecting it.
We were absolutely very, very fortunate that the driver had not put on the freezer. If he has put on the freezer, we would have been killed on the last leg of our journey.
Being detained. Have you ever been detained?
When I was 13, for 3 months, I was detained and...
Wow, at the age of 13?
Yeah, with my mum in Yarlswood Detention Centre.
It was like, when you play Monopoly and keep landing, go back to jail. That was exactly my life.
If you go on Yarlswood's website, they word it so nicely with the facilities and, this and that. It's not.
Unfortunately, some of these asylum seekers will be detained for 7, 8, 9 months, and some of them over a year.
Barbed wires, roll calls 3 times a day, the windows are sealed, the walls are very high.
And the worst is they don't know when they're going to come out of those places.
When
you're in detention, at least if you're in prison, you're there for 7 years or 10 years, but if you're in detention, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's just so difficult to feel that traumatic and then to be interrogated in a small room.
I didn't have documents to show that I was 13, for example. They did not believe my age. They did not believe even my nationality, that I was an Afghan.
And all these questions are like questions that are so personal, are connected to trauma.
I'm like, I don't know. Say, you can't remember what you did? I was like, I was lying down there, tied up, stripped naked, with a leg on my head and a gun to my head.
Things became so bad for me personally that I actually wanted to leave this world. I mean, I went through hell on the journey. But in the UK, things became so bad, I literally committed suicide twice because the idea of not being believed and being kind of looked at disvalued. You didn't have the same value, or it was your fault. It was my fault that I was here.
As a kid, I had to interpret for my mum and dad their stuff of, how they were tortured, what happened to them, and I had to be the one interpreting this because I had a bit of English.
This lady, a head teacher, said to me, Gulwali, I believe you. Just by saying that to me, it changed my entire perspectives, and I managed to go to school, do my GCSEs, go to college, go to university.
Okay, why didn't you seek asylum somewhere else?
It wasn't as if I sat down on my bed and I said, okay, let me bring all the maps in the world together and start making a choice about, where I want to go to.
I had no choice. I went where I had the possibility. I need to leave now. Where can I go? I have this visa here, 6-month valid visa. Let me just use this one and go.
You have to go with the flock. You can't just take a suitcase and then be like, I wonder, should I go France? Should I go Germany? No, you have to stick together because you're alone.
So, are you here for work?
Well, my family came to save their lives. They didn't really think about work.
My dad had to leave his business behind. He had to leave his dad behind.
Money-wise, I was better off in Africa.
Myself, I'm an engineer. I have a senior position. Before I come here, I worked for 4 years in a big engineering company.
You have a whole bunch of doctors, nurses, and dentists, and lawyers who, unfortunately, are not able to practice here, which is a big shame.
Don't you want to go home?
I mean, there's nowhere better than home. If I could choose, I would choose my home first.
I would go home, but what's there to go to?
As long as the situation remains the same, it will be life-threatening for us to return home.
But I can't go home just because someone wants me to go home. I can't put myself where a bomb is going to explode at any time just because someone wants me to go home.
I spent so many years and hardships and gained our freedom, and we can speak, and this is home.
It's such a shame for those who don't like me being here as a refugee, because they're going to have to put up with me.
This is home. Home is here.